I'm going to be sharing the 2 products from this latest release that I think are genius and that I'm using to help me mass create some thank you cards for everyone that gets my daughters some gifts this Christmas. Hey crafty people, it's Tasha here, welcome back to my channel. If you like the video, please do give me a thumbs up, and if you aren't already subscribed, I would love it if you'd please consider hitting that button. So we're going to be doing some hot foiling today. I know this might not be for everyone, but I recently hopped on the bandwagon and I am loving it. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I have this all kinds of awesome, all kinds of amazing hot foil plate, and I'm just going to use that with some foils, of course, and some of the papers from the new 6x6 blends paper pack. If you've seen any of my other release blogs or posts at all this month, then you know I am obsessed with this paper pack. It's awesome. I love ink blended backgrounds, and this is just an entire pack of ink blended backgrounds that I don't have to make any effort to have. It's amazing. So I've just chosen some colours that I thought would work nicely with some of the different foils that I've got, and I'm just glimmering them. So you're going to put the foil plate down, then the foil with the pretty side touching the plate, then your cardstock. You have 2 plates, and then you press the timer button and wait for that to stop flashing before you then take the whole docking station thing and roll it through die cutting machine, which I have behind me here because my desk is tiny. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about how to hot foil because I don't think I'm the expert on that. Like I said, I'm quite new to this. So I'm just going to share pretty foil reveals and show you why I think these 2 products work together brilliantly. So that's our first. Then the negative foiling, I'm going to keep that because there are some solid foil plates on the market. And they are awesome for using up that negative as well. So I'm going to use that negative to make another card. So I'm going to get 2 cards for each time I foil this plate. And because it's such a big plate and it's got the sentiment but it's pretty, that's all you need on a card. It's amazing. So this time I tried to do the hinge method that like Janusz Makula uses, but it didn't work because whilst I love the new satin tape, it didn't stand up to heat and it just came away from the paper. So that was completely that was useless. This one, and unfortunately that blue is a bit difficult, I've found, to foil because I think that there are differences in the colours of foil and stuff, but as you can see there, when I lifted the plate it just came straight away. The tape didn't hold it at all. You want to be sure that you're using something to get that plate off your foiling station because it is hot. Also, if you have any sort of extra bits of foil hanging around your words or whatever you're doing, then just use a sort of stiff paintbrush to knock some of that away. So I have got quite a bit of overfoiling around the edges, which I could minimise if I cut the foil a bit closer to the size of the plate, but because it's sort of a difficult shape to do that, I decided that I would just sacrifice that extra foil because I can trim this down to get rid of that overfoiling. And some of these are not perfect. They're not perfectly foiled. I have some with overfoiling, but I decided that I don't mind because I kind of like that kind of look, and that's why I think that these work so well together, because yeah, you can get away with mistakes and stuff because you can just style it out that it's meant to be a little bit rustic. So I trimmed down some of these panels. I trimmed them down into a bit smaller than A2. Just showing you there. Keep all those extra bits because you can use them for so much. Now the ones that had overfoiling on the corners that I couldn't sort of get rid of by just trimming down the panel, I'm going to fussy cut them. But to make sure that my fussy cutting goes right, I do like to trace a pencil line around where I want to cut. I just find that helps me a lot. Another tip for fussy cutting is to just make sure that you always cut off your excess. So you can see there, I sort of do a couple of little bits and then I cut the excess off so that I'm not fighting against that when I want to turn my scissors. Which actually, that's not true. When I want to turn the paper, don't turn your scissors, keep your scissors still and turn the paper. That's going to give you a much smoother cut. So when I say I mass produce these, I really do mean it. I have a whole bunch. So I'm going to show you some photos of some of the ones that I created. So this is one of the ones where I fussy cut it. And as you can see, that foiling is not perfect. I have overfoiling in many spaces, but I really don't mind because I just think that it looks awesome still. Some of them perfectly foiled. I'm not entirely sure why. But I love it all the same. I love it. And it was a really good chance to practice foiling as well. So those are my reasons why I think those two products are awesome. I think they are my favourites from the release. The paper pad is definitely. Oh my goodness, this is a video, huh? I have all of the details in my description down below. And you can win and where you need to go next to carry on the hop. It helps if I remember that part. Goodness me. I got so excited about the foiling I forgot. I hope that you have a lovely, happy, safe and wonderful week. Stay crafty. Bye.